So our pH controllers, which are these models are made by BlueLab, are perhaps one of the very few pieces of equipment that we use at Urban Greens, which is actually designed specifically for the application that we're using them for. And we made that decision because from the beginning of our operation, we were very interested in doing everything as DIY as possible, both so that we could understand why certain things were designed the way they were, but also, as a means to save as much money as possible in the early years of our operation. And as our operation began to scale up and we were growing more greens, we had more systems, which means more reservoirs. For the first few years, we were hand testing with probes you can order off of Amazon, and we realized that day in and day out, to test the water in multiple reservoirs periodically throughout the day was beginning to take up a lot of our time. And also, in between the times that we were testing and then adjusting the pH of the water manually, the water would fluctuate. And for every watering of our greens where the pH wasn't ideal, you start to lose some of the efficiency with which hydroponics allows your greens to grow. And so we made the decision that the investment for a dedicated piece of equipment to manage our pH levels in all of our reservoirs was worth the investment. And so the way these pH controllers work is each controller has a glass probe, which is in our water 24 hours a day, and it takes readings every minute to 2 minutes. And if those readings aren't in line with the parameters that we've set, it will go ahead and dose a small amount of acidic buffer in this case, so to lower the pH. Because as we found that over time, bacterial action and the breakdown of plant matter, which is present in the water as the water passes through all our plants, the pH of the water begins to rise. And so we found that continually lowering the pH down to the level we need is the way that this seems to go. And so this pH controller allows us to keep our water at an optimum pH 24 hours a day, and in that in turn allows our plants to be taking up the ideal amount of nutrients, which then translates to as much growth as possible in our growth cycles.